Something happened Tuesday at about 8 o'clock, right? I'm here, BSR staff meeting. All of a sudden, we're about to finish up, so I go and I look at my phone, and I see my phone just blowing up. Completely blowing up. I have like 20 text messages. Whenever that happens, you either figure, well, something really bad must have just happened, in the world of sports or in family maybe, or something really good just happened. So I go through, first thing I see, a text from somebody, and I'm not going to say who, in all capital letters, we got OBJ. My first initial reaction, guys, is, what did we give up? That was honestly like my first reaction. What did we give up? Because I, as you guys know, originally did not want Odell Beckham. I thought giving up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, Kevin Zeitler, and Emmanuel Ogbah, I thought that was way too much to give up for Odell Beckham. The fact we only gave up a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and, Peppers, who was only really good under Greg Williams last year. As we know, first year under Greg Williams, Jabril was playing 30 yards back. Greg admitted that's because our corners were so trash. But, he's a nice player, not a great player. So, in my opinion, I think it's a perfect get for the Browns. Look, what have I told you guys throughout this entire show? I've said I don't like Jarvis Landry. I've called out Jarvis Landry how many times on this show? I said he's not a number one wide receiver. I said at best he's a slot guy, and I think he's getting paid way too much money. I do think the money he's getting paid is still way too much. However, I will say this, and that is the fact that now with Jarvis Landry going to be at the Z spot, you got Odell at the X. I would play Callaway at the Y in the slot. You got David Njoku. You got Demetrius Harris. They just signed to replace Darren Fells. The Browns' offense is looking a lot like Kansas City's. John Dorsey is building this a lot like the Chiefs' offense. Antonio Callaway is your speedster like Tyreek Hill. David Njoku is like Travis Kelce. Jarvis Landry is like your Chris Conley, who just signed with the Jaguars, by the way. And then, the one thing the Chiefs didn't have, though, is Odell Beckham Jr. And, of course, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. As you guys know, Kareem Hunt got suspended for 8 games. Now, I will say this. I think the Browns right now, everybody's going, Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Until you beat New England, you're not going to the Super Bowl. But I will say this. With the information came out yesterday about Tyreek Hill, obviously we know Tyreek Hill is under investigation now for battery. Supposedly, he broke his infant child's arm. That's what I've been reading. If this is true and Tyreek Hill is found guilty of this, Tyreek Hill will not be in the NFL again. If Kansas City indeed releases Tyreek Hill, though, I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns went and picked him up. Yes, I said it, because John Dorsey's MO now, from what I've been seeing, is every guy with a locker room problem, whether that would be Sheldon Richardson, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham, people were questioning Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry had a fight with Adam Gase, Antonio Callaway's off-the-field issues. Everybody with an off-the-field issue, just come to the Browns. Because this locker room now is full of people with egos and off-the-field issues. My only concern about this, and this is why I was hesitant to get Odell Beckham, it's why I was hesitant to get Antonio Brown, why I was hesitant for all of it, is because I really feel that Freddie Kitchens, to me, is a good coach. We're about to see how great of a coach Freddie Kitchens is. I don't know if Freddie Kitchens is the answer, but I feel like there's a lot of locker room things that could go on here. Freddie Kitchens is going to have to be a Sean McVay. He's going to have to be a Doug Peterson. He's going to have to be a Bill Belichick. He's going to, he can't be Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was way too nice to his players, and that blew up. Pete Carroll's a good coach, but why is the Legion of Boom no longer there? Why do people start speaking out? Because Pete Carroll let them have too much freedom. Freddie Kitchens is going to have to control a room, and he's going to have to do it quick. Freddie Kitchens has only been a coordinator for 8 games. That, to me, could be a potential big problem if they don't start off right. Now, you guys know I am a schedule junkie. I love looking at the NFL schedule. I think in the NFL, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. I know they're working on the schedule right now. I know the schedule comes out the third week in April. Guys, if you don't know how the NFL schedule works, it's really simple. Get 2 games against your division. So that's 3 teams, 2 games each, that's 6 games. Then you play basically a division from your same conference. So for the Browns, that'd be either the AFC East, which is this year, and you play 2 teams from that division at home or away. And then they'll play 1 division from the NFC, which this year is the NFC West. So that's, I believe, the Rams and Seahawks are home, and they're at San Francisco and at Arizona. So that right there is 14 games. Then your other 2 games is you play 1 game away and 1 game at home against the same conference team that finished in the same place as your division as you. So the Browns finish in 3rd place in their division. So that would mean they play the 3rd place team in the AFC West and the South. Which that would mean they would play, the Colts and Denver. Or no, excuse me, Tennessee and Denver. Because the Colts made the playoffs, Tennessee didn't. I apologize. So they would play Tennessee and Denver. I believe they go at Denver and at home against Tennessee. So, you know, let's run through it here. I think New England, I believe they are at New England. That's probably a loss, if we're being honest. I believe they host Miami. I think that would be a win. I believe they host Buffalo, and then they go to the Jets. And again, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. So I think they can go 3-1 in that stretch. You know, NFC West. I think the Rams. I think they could actually beat the Rams at home. I think they could beat Seattle at home. That's 7-1. I think at San Francisco is going to be tough going to the West Coast. I think they can beat Arizona. So right there, that's 6-2. Then you got at Denver. I think that can be a win. So you're 7-2. Home against Tennessee. That should be a win. You're at 8-2. So then at that point, you're at 8-2 going into your division. So even if you split with the division, you're at 11-5. I think they could split with Pittsburgh, maybe Baltimore, and I think they sweep Cincinnati. So, you know, between that 10-6 and 12-4 range, I think is where the Browns should be, because obviously you're going to have upsets here and there. But this is exciting, guys. It's exciting. I wrote an article, 5 reasons why it's the right move. You can go check that out, buckshowradio.com. You know, the Browns, they brought in a lot of pieces here. They brought in Odell Beckham, Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, Demetrius Harris, and Eric Kush, who only gave up 3 hurries with the Bears last year. They lost Breeden Body Calhoun, Brashard Perriman, Kevin Zeitler, Peppers, Tyrod Taylor, and Jamie Collins. Like, okay, this is what I see on here. So, okay, Odell is going to replace Brashard Perriman. Olivier Vernon's going to replace Emmanuel Ogbah eventually. Sheldon Richardson's pretty much going to be an addition here. You know, you get Demetrius Harris to replace Darren Fells. The only thing they really need is a backup quarterback, in my opinion. And that will, you know, I don't think Drew Stanton's the answer at backup quarterback, so you need to get somebody to help Baker Mayfield out. Besides that, though, this Browns roster is looking pretty. Hey guys, this is Brandon Lewis from Brandon's World here. Make sure you leave a like and comment right down below. And make sure you check out the show every Saturday from 10 to noon on buckshowradio.com, the internet, or right here on the YouTube channel. Thanks, and you guys already know. See ya! It's out of here. That's Brandon's World.